Hey friends, welcome to Stacking Pennies. We have a huge show on tap. Tyler Reddick joining us right here in studio to break down his playoffs, break down Gateway, and that runner-up at Darlington as well. We get into some great stuff with him as well, just breaking down Gateway in general, all that and more. Let's go ahead and stack some pennies.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Hey friends, how's it going? Hope your week is going fantastic. Just started, actually. Corey LaJoie here alongside Ryan Flores. How's your St. Louis trip overall?
It was good. The weather was awesome.
That's what they said. It was dialed.
I was getting off the plane with Pat Gray, Jack Mann on 2 cars. Like, oh baby, this is pitting weather. It's just enough to not have a sweatshirt on, but you think about putting your sweatshirt on?
Yeah.
A little bit of a chill in the air. It was really, really nice. The fans showed up, and I thought it was a great weekend. One racetrack. I'm all about tracks that have one event. It feels like an event.
Well, I mean, Bill Murray ain't showing up for a 2-race racetrack.
It had everything you want. It had a lot of fans. I thought the racing was good. You have to, like everybody wants to say, execute. You have to execute there. It had star power. It had great weather. I love that it's in the fall and it's not. We've been there when it's hotter than the gates of hell. Like, I've been there literally
standing at the gates of hell
when the jack stands are sinking into the asphalt.
Yeah, dude. Great time of the year for the race. Seemed like the fans came out in droves. It was entertaining to watch. Rumor has it, I was listening to Sirius XM Channel 9, as you guys are right now, some of us. You're spreading your wings and flying a little bit, buddy. What are you doing over there?
I was on the morning drive this morning. Just filling in here and there. Worked with Pete Pistone this morning. Worked with Daniel Trotta last night in Larry Mack's place.
Oh, yeah?
I think I'm going to be America's tire changer.
I don't give that another roll tide. What's that guy?
I don't give nothing but tide, baby.
That's you? Like filling in for Larry Mack, roll tide.
I asked him one time.
Have you watched the Red Bull Soapbox Derby with Mike Bagman and Dale Jr.? I love it.
I can't not watch it. Every time it comes on my feed, I stop everything I'm doing. I'm like, kids, give me 5.
Yeah, that's it. I got to watch this. It's awesome.
It's so funny. I love Dale's commentary, too.
I know.
He's just like,
you can tell he takes it serious, too.
It's so good.
And Bagman's the best color commentator of all time as well, so that helps when you're really narrating some llama on 4 tires, 3 guys steering it down the hill at 40 miles an hour.
Is it going to hold together?
No, absolutely not. One guy's off in the tourniquets.
I was
whatever those
we were talking
turnstiles.
Earlier. I really like taking the calls from fans and like talking to them. And you're like, how do we do that on our show? I'm like, well, like Sean will blow a gasket. I ask him to rewind the film and he wants to punch me.
Higgy, figure out how to wire in some live callers.
Higgy's got his hands on his head right now.
There is something about that I'm envious about. Dave Moody could just like answer somebody's call and just tell them 15 minutes as to why they're wrong. They don't do anything, just hung up and not have to argue his point. I do respect that about him.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's got an opinion. I got it roped into one today where they were asking about, and we'll get to it in boats and woes. The 40 people were mad that the 45 stopped in the 11's pit stall.
We're going to go ahead and talk to the man himself later on in the show, Tyler Reddick. First time coming on in the Nonsense Garage. I'm excited to talk to him about his playoffs and the 45 team in general, see what they can do to add a little fuel to that fire. That thing hasn't been going tremendously for him. So we all know.
The shop, man, the 23 has been on fire.
I love to see it. Love to see the resurgence of Bubba with Charles Denike at the helm of that team. Got the confidence up. Cars are fast.
I'm looking forward to talking to him. I'm also looking forward to your shirt. Kickball Klassic coming up next month. I had some people, these 2 brothers, they're from St. Louis. They stopped me and they were like, man, I think we're going to try to come to Charlotte for the Roval because we want to come to the Kickball Classic.
That's freaking awesome.
And I was like,
October 2nd, Thursday of the Roval, 5 p.m. There's going to be a autograph session as well, half-hour autograph session for the people coming. Let guys get them DAT points showing up, signing some stuff, and then we're going to see some of your favorite drivers try to kick kickball.
Love that.
Pretty entertaining.
You got some IndyCar guys coming?
I need to look at the VIP list. Joseph isn't going to be able to. Scotty's going to Australia or New Zealand. So those are really my only 2.
What about NHRA or anything like that?
I'm sure Clay Milliken would come out. I'm full. I mean, we've got a lot of Xfinity guys playing this year, a couple truck guys playing this year. Still a decent amount of Cup guys, probably 20, 24.
I wonder how Colton Herta, F1 guy now.
Big news this week. That was pretty cool to see. Well, he's F2 guy.
Still.
figuring out how to get some super license points. I don't love the politics involved with that, but also I understand it to
I
an
don't
extent.
know much about that world, but I do know that every time I see like a social clip from their podcast, they're always throwing shade at the super license points, and it cracks me up.
Before we get into the race at St. Louis Worldwide Technology Raceway, some news. We talked about kickball, talked about Colton Herta, but Will Power a couple weeks ago joined us on the show. So when he was here, right, he was heavy. It sounded like I've been in his seat before. Sounded like a guy was about to get fired and knew it, right? Knew the writing was on the wall. He knew somebody was filling his seat, and he knew that he only had a couple opportunities to prove his value in the IndyCar garage, which in every measurable category, Will Power doesn't need to prove anything, but racing has a way of always making you prove it each and every week. Went out, won Portland, turns around with all the moving parts going on with Andretti and Colton Herta going to F2, opened up a seat for Will Power. So congratulations. Love to see that. Something you don't love to see, Bill Davis, famous owner, Daytona 500, winning car owner, Southern 500, winning car owner. My dad even drove for Bill Davis back in the day. Ward Button, famous driving that 22 Cat Skid Scale Rotor Pontiac. If you haven't watched that,
I wish
YouTube.
I could shoot something through the window.
Well, I can't shoot the damn. I'll shoot him. So yeah, thoughts and prayers up to the Bill Davis family. He was one of, he was one of the ones that brought Toyota into the sport.
Brought Jeff Gordon into the sport.
Jeff Gordon to the sport.
Tommy Baldwin.
Carolina auto dealers. So Bill Davis definitely left the sport in a better place. Then he found it. So hate to see him go, as well as Steve Birdie. Dad's he was a 3-time, I believe, Busch Series championship winning crew chief. 1 with Johnny Benson, 2 with my dad. Just all around great guy. So thoughts and prayers to the Bird family as well.
Yeah, Phil Barkdahl.
Tough week, man.
Phil Barkdahl. I had two friends from New Jersey pass away a couple weeks ago. Doug French, who I worked for right out of high school. I wouldn't be here today without Doug French. And then this week, John Weber, man, a guy that raced street stocks with my dad. He's a really good friend of ours. My dad, man, I look back now that I'm older and I look at how special like all of our friends were at Wall Stadium in that little street stock corner, and how gritty of racers they were. And like, there was nobody that I thought was tougher than this guy, John Weber. And he's just a hard ass dude, like a Mason, so like real big hands. And he passed away this weekend. His car is actually leading points at Wall Stadium right now with Shannon Monjo, so hopefully they can go on and win. But yeah, it's just tough. You think about all these people. Me and you kind of had the same thing. A lot of people help us out and get us where we're at. And man,
the list is endless, really.
Getting older sucks.
It does suck. So call your grandparents. Talk to them a little bit. You never know. Actually, today too. If we're gonna we'll wrap the bad news and we'll get into the good news here. This is Bray Pemberton, Robin's son. The anniversary of his death several years ago. He was another guy that I would not have been in the position I was as a race car driver without Bray. Shout out to Bray, Robin, Lisa. Thinking about you guys today.
So in this world where everybody likes to on Twitter about everything, have a little gratitude and call the people you love, tell them you like them, and tell them thank you.
Well, no, because that doesn't get the blood pumping in your earlobes as warm as just talking about something on social media.
I don't know. Gratitude is awesome.
But something I'll tell you, bro, that was cringy, but I could not take my eyes off of it this week. Oh, my God. And don't even run it yet, because
you're really doing this.
I have to. I can't not. I retweeted it so everybody that follows me can see it as well.
Oh, boy.
People know my opinion of Kyle Busch. This man has everything you could possibly want to win in terms of money or trophies or everything. And now he's doing boner pill commercials.
I don't know if that's exactly what this was.
What do you think a tune-up in the bedroom is? Shot of testosterone?
He had a shot in his arm when he came out of this.
Yeah, it's probably like an NA18D type injection, but it was framed up like he wasn't getting the job done. So let's run the tape. Oh, man.
Do we have to watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Excuse me, dear. You're looking a little sluggish there today and last night.
What are you talking about? The race I won last night?
One race that you do not want to finish first.
Say this.
You need a little tune-up.
Kyle?
A little tune-up?
I don't really have much
like
to,
game day
you know,
tune-up?
he's not very personable.
Like a pit stop.
But I think Samantha's super nice. And I was, like I said, sat with her on the plane a couple weeks ago next to her and her daughter, and they were super nice and super personable. So I am not speaking.
You're really interrupting. You're really interrupting me.
I'm trying to break it up here.
The wife says I need a little tune-up today.
Well, we know a thing or two about tune-ups. Come on back. We'll get you started.
All right, perfect.
A 4-tire
Baby,
change.
I'm back on track and ready to rip.
Well, it's a good thing the kids are at karate this afternoon.
I'll show you a couple moves. Come on.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Have a great rest of your afternoon. Oh, we will.
Go ahead and run this tape too in the
Oh
back.
my God!
No, just run this one after.
Just trying to leave the corner with lots of speed, and
No.
just around it comes. We've seen this multiple
Oh, it's
times.
coming, Jeff. It came. It saw.
The car just doesn't talk to him. He doesn't know that it's loose.
Oh my God.
Or
This is where we've made in our
he can do
podcast
anything
career
about
right
it.
here.
He's aimed in
Here
the
we
wrong
are
direction. It's just not telling him I'm loose. He's in the gas.
in the gas. I think you just snap around on them. That's another race you don't want to win. The one to bring out the first caution.
He won that one. It's tough, man. That was tough. I don't. Whatever he got paid wasn't enough.
I don't know, man. We all do things for our wives that we're not proud of, don't we? I'll chalk it up to that.
I do something I'm not proud of for my wife, like probably on a daily basis. But I'm not gonna go do that.
The man's shameless. Listen, I don't have the balls to do that. He did it. Good for him. He's like, I don't know, dude. Listen. He didn't go on national TV on the biggest podcast in America and call me a liar.
Right.
So you obviously have an axe to grind.
I got my axe. He continues to give me ammunition to grind my axe with.
Man, put the grinder away. Just let him be.
I can't
He's
help
having a hell of hard time.
Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, any of those guys put a commercial like that, we're breaking it down here the next week. You don't get away with that. You don't get away with it.
Okay, all right.
Can't do it.
Hey, listen, he's having a tough year. I don't pile it on the young man.
You're not piling it on at all. I'm speechless. So let's go ahead and shift gears because
I would rather take that than the dancing and he was doing the dancing in like the
well, he wore Samantha's clothes
Speedos or whatever.
Well, they did the dress swap on a TikTok. Allegedly, I have the picture in my. Unfortunately, I have like 10 pictures in my.
You guys
camera
need
roll.
to make amends. We should have him on here. You guys could talk through this.
I got some questions.
We've
to
asked for
answer.
him to come on, and he always denies us. I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Shockingly
Which is even
enough.
more of a reason why I'm going to just dog him for some of that.
Did you see the 21 car crash? this
Yeah, that
weekend?
was wild, man.
That really sucked. What happened here?
So this is the lap before with Chase Elliott doing the same thing here with the 6 car. So he comes
Whoa, way down there. So a little
he
late move.
pokes it
Oh,
in
Jesus.
Like, whoa.
Got to go.
and now this is
He
the
came
next
from
lap.
like 3 back. Now,
He just chattered a little bit.
yeah. And turn 1 and 2 at Gateway, the banking kind of falls away from you a little bit.
Underneath Logano,
When you get in there, it seems like the third groove,
trying
when
to
they
get underneath
built the
Logano.
track, the third groove is where there's no elevation change for the banking, and they cut the banking in down so the track goes away from me for a second. We saw the 19 lock the left front tire up and get into the left rear of the 99 later in the race. Now, let's ride along here, the 21. Man, I hate to see that, really do.
Man, I've never seen one break everything in the left front and just hang on by the tether like this one was.
I know.
John Wood
Tumultuous,
texted me last night. He says,
tumultuous start.
we've made 44 laps
In the
our
playoffs?
playoff deal.
That's tough.
But, man, I'm hoping – listen, I'm hopeful. There would be nothing more poetic than the 21 car going to victory lane in the Bristol night race, baby.
Keep dreaming because it ain't going to happen.
Okay.
I did hate to see that, though, for Josh. Like, a couple Hendrick teammates made some questionable moves. There's some questionable moves out there.
That one was – I mean, he dove in late. That was a little bit less
I
questionable.
mean, what
than
Aaron's trying to
happened
say,
with the
when
five.
you go if you no longer go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver.
I've also heard people say, you're responsible for your car.
Yeah.
You have to be responsible for your car, and that's where
I've also heard guys saying I wasn't trying to wreck him, I was trying to rattle his cage.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of sayings. I talked to Larson this morning a little bit. I actually didn't even ask him about this because I'm sure that's a sore subject. But
I don't think it's, like Kyle races so much. It's like, spun him out. Now, I think there's two things that happen here. I think Kyle kind of committed, clipped the curb.
Committed to what? Driving in there and spinning him out?
Well, I think, no, he committed to, he was trying to get to his door. He felt like if he packed air on his door, that it made him tight.
He did it like 2 laps before.
Yeah, then he could get pivoted and turned down. But I think he kind of got the curb, got up the track a little bit too far, and I think Blaney might have, like, right when he got to him, Blaney went to pivot, like was at his min speed in the corner, and he just hit him. It's not Blaney's fault at all. Yeah, it's the 5 misjudgment.
The timing of it. Because, rewind that back again. So, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can see the breakdown of all these clips.
To the bottom of the racetrack, slides up and just runs into Blaney. Bam! Blaney's going to be
yes, it certainly was a misjudgment there on the min speed. That's a long way back to try to go get there.
He throttled up.
I think he was out of shape, like loose 4-tire slide, like oh.
He chases it up the banking right into him.
Yeah, you don't see guys spin each other out running the top 5 much.
No.
But Kyle, like we said on here a million times, I'm a big Kyle Larson fan, but he makes a living putting people in bad spots. And he did that to Blaney.
Yes, he did. He put him in the worst spot. But luckily, I was hoping that his tires were up. That way, he didn't have to suffer the same penalty as last week, grinding his diffuser off.
Yeah.
His tires stayed up. They put tires back on, and he rallied for a what? Where did he come back
place.
To? Third? Third, fourth, fifth?
Fifth place finish. He came back. There's nobody better at passing race cars in the next-gen car.
Yeah.
Fourth. He came back with a 4th. Did you see
and also,
race?
I pissed off Ryan Blaney, too, is going to the front.
I would say he does a really good job being cool, calm, and collective outside of the car. 95% of the time when he has his helmet on, he's off.
Yeah. It doesn't take much to push him over the edge.
That's good. That's what you want. I thought the 19 and the 5 were going to wreck each other coming to the stage 1 finish. Like, you could tell that these playoff points are important.
Yeah.
And the 19's like, nope, we're racing this thing out. The 5 had a rocket ship. And listening to what Chase Briscoe said after the race, they had an issue on a left rear lug nut that set him back. I couldn't believe he came back to finish second after all that. But he's like, man, I feel like we had the best car.
19 team strong, man.
Here he comes. Even the best ones mess up sometimes. Smoked it.
Right there, right when that track starts to go away from you.
Sorry, Denny.
They locked the left front tire up. And that's the difference between that left front tire locking up or not is about a half round of rear bias. I mean, that's just the littlest amount of too much front bias for that situation. And you lock it, then you can't get it back.
Man, pow.
Riding along with 19 here.
Oh.
And you're just watching like, sorry.
Sorry.
Just like after Chase spins now we're frenemies. Chase asked, hey, did the 21 get any damage? And Alan's like, yeah, he plugged it in the fence real bad.
Said that?
Yeah, something to that extent. Like, yeah, he hit the wall real hard. His day's over. I did not see the brother-on-brother crime. Apparently, Dillon spun Ty Dillon out. Austin was not having a good day.
Yo, they made chicken soup out of chicken though.
Where'd they finish?
Sure. 15th, but they're only 10 or 11 points out.
I mean, they were literally 30. I mean, they're the second to last and third to last car when this thing happened right here.
But they stopped. They worked on their car. They're a gritty bunch. And to get out of there with a 15th place finish wherever they finished and only be 11 points out going to Bristol.
That's what it takes.
I'll tell you this, that team, when they have an axe to grind, they're strong, and they smell blood in the water this weekend.
Loose. I would never want to do that. I just lost it back here driving all 3 of us. I'm so sorry.
Well, you're grounded. You be nice to your brother.
Come out here to
whether
yard
it was an
work.
accident or not, you did it. Go to your room.
Austin, yeah.
18th.
There
Austin.
you go. Yeah, Austin doing yard work around RCR this week.
I thought the
Pays
10
Pennies.
car with the green and the orange, and I was like, man, that looks like
That thing
Danica
looks
drove it.
sick, though. That thing was kind of my favorite. That was my favorite paint scheme of the weekend.
Yeah.
Then
did you hear?
Ty's day went from bad to worse here. Pops the right front rotor. This is in the middle of a really long green flag run, which kind of shook up the running order.
Yeah, put it up against the fence.
Brake or wheel bearing
Oh.
or
Hey, Ross Chastain got famous for doing that.
Yeah.
A rotor, I would assume, is a very awkward.
Should have throttled up. Could have got fastest lap of the race,
Yeah,
baby.
get that point. I know I'm going to be done.
Hell yeah.
Day's over with. Let me go. Wah, wah.
Watch this, Andrew. Coming to you. I have not pulled brake tape in about a decade, and I pulled brake tape yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, brake pedal's getting long.
Is that what happened to you guys? You guys were up in the mix, top 10?
No, pitted last green flag cycle, pitted
And
2
then
laps
the
later,
caution
caution
come
come
out.
out. So he didn't have a chance to unlap himself, and he just finished 33rd with about a 6th place race car.
Dang.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, you guys ran the top 10 all day. Untimely caution hurt Zane Smith in 38 bunch. Last restart here, the 6 on the outside control car with old tires. He did this a couple different times.
He killed us from getting the wave around. Damn you, Bolins. Joey did not get a great restart there. He was pretty mad at himself over that. Sounds like the Fords don't fire very well on restarts.
Briscoe sweeps around the outside. What a run from Denny Hamlin. He has led the most laps.
The more noise in Denny Hamlin's life, the better he executes.
Team Chaos.
Team Chaos, man. It's
His team executed. They had a rough go last week. They were part of our boats and woes, but they execute, and Chris Gale calls a great race, and they just go on. Listen, put everything aside from green flag to checkered flag, there's not many better than Denny Hamlin.
no.
And that 11 bunch. But did you hear Chris Bell?
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly. I didn't know he cussed.
What's the sitting spot? That's what we needed today. Take the pressure off next week. Good job, guys. We just are in 7th with the best car on the track. Every week it's the same We're the last car to pit road. I'm over it. I hear you, buddy.
Neither did I.
So mad.
Yeah, he was chippy after the race. I love to see the fire, actually, because I don't know if it was a spot, or I think it was Tab Boyd that said, that's what we needed. And Chris Bell responded, that's what we needed.
Finished 7th with the best race car.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? What are we
We're
talking
the
about?
last one to pit road every
Are we
time.
gonna
I'm effing over it.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. I like the fire.
Gonna be hard conversations this week.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but, like, pressure's on.
Pressure's on, and he knows.
But he's actually not that high above the cut line. He's not in, like, a cushy position at the moment, I don't believe.
He's not in a bad spot.
He's not in a bad spot, but he doesn't feel good about it, clearly.
I mean,
And he's also, I can assure you this, he's not happy with the 7th-place race car or running 7th.
You're
Ain't
not happy
about
with
it.
running 7th when you should be winning.
Yeah.
And, this is a team, I've said this earlier on the morning drive today. They talk about 3 in a row early in the season. Sometimes success early on in the season is worse than failure early, because when you fail early, you have the hard conversations. But when you win, man, winning cures all. It makes everybody happy.
You got the team lunches, you got the hanging banners, and then there's still 3 months of racing left. And the bonuses.
And it masks the problems. And you don't want to be
Figuring out the
happy
problems
that it's
in
you want
October.
to, and if you are figuring it out, you want to figure it out in the round of 16, right? When you have some playoff points. But it's gonna be hard conversations this week.
Yeah.
And then what happens on that is like,
now how to take us from there, right? Because I only see it from one side. I only see the driver's perspective, because I'm usually the one saying, we got to do better. We got to work on it, whatever it is. Is that generally Adam Stevens saying, yes, I agree, now here's what we're doing to fix it? Or is it like you can't not say, hey, man, if you're the pit crew coach, like, what's Holland, like, is he in meetings? Like, how does that work?
well, it has nothing. What he was talking about was nothing to do with the pit code. He was talking about he doesn't like. They're the last car to pit road every time, so they're pitting late. So the guys that are pitting early, 10 laps
during
before
a
them,
cycle.
during a cycle, that's what he was
Yes.
talking about. We're the last ones to pit road every time. So, like, for me, I don't know how many times this has been a closed door. Listen, we're looking at it from 40,000 feet.
Right.
But Chris Bell could be having this conversation all year.
Right.
And he finally says, all right, hey, look, I've been having this conversation. I'm airing it out on the radio. It could be strategic, or it could have just been emotional.
So what he might be thinking of here, if we're just going to assume for a second, connect the dots. He wants to be on the front side of a pit cycle window and play defense on older tires if guys decide to go long. Where a place like St. Louis, like we saw, passing's a challenge, and you can defend with older tires because the tire deg wasn't that much. He would rather come in early, take the time delta between the guys who are still out there running on old tires. He takes the delta on new tires when he's got clean air. When it all cycles around, he might be at a deficit, but he'd rather play defense than be the one playing on offense.
It never fails. You say something on the radio like that, you have the hard conversation. You tell the crew chief how to crew chief the car. He's the first one to pit this week.
Yep.
Caution comes out. You're 3 down.
That's why I don't pit early.
And then Now you know.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Right.
And then it tarnishes the relationship. So I don't know. They have some figuring out to do to get on the same page. Everybody has this data and AI or whatever it is, engineers telling you the ideal time to pit for your lap time, for the traffic you're in, for where you want to be, what your lap time is going to be later. The driver, you're in the car. You can only see what's out your windshield and in your rearview mirror. That's it. The crew chief can see everything. So you have to trust your crew chiefs and your spotters. But when you have that narrow view, it's easy to get off till you get out and go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I know why.
For sure.
Right? Because I'd imagine a guy like Adam Stevens, Cowboy?
Hey, we going to do something,
Hey,
Cowboy?
I would imagine that he has a reason why he does what he does.
Yeah. I mean, what's
I'll never not see him and not think about that.
Yeah.
All right, tough guy.
All right, Cowboy. Yeah.
Insert that clip. All right, Cowboy.
Don't give a who you are. Get out of my box. All right, cowboy. Tough guy. I am. Oh, good for you.
I'm a big Adam Stevens fan, big Chris
Same.
Bell fan. That's why they have success, because those guys are fiery competitors. And I'm sure whatever those little nuances that are in the pressure cooker right now, the playoffs will inevitably work themselves out, because we are accustomed to seeing that 20 group in the championship 4 each and every year.
Leads us to the question of the week. Playoff talk.
Playoff.
Who are your bottom 4 that don't advance to the round of 12? Cutoff race this week, Saturday night in the mountains of Tennessee.
Smoky Mountain Gladiator battle.
You think it stays the same, or you think somebody gets booted out? Remember when
I think somebody's going to have a bad day above the cut line.
Remember when you
I wiped out like half the field.
Logano, you son of a.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, someone gets spun across the apron. Oh, wait.
That's me.
Corey did that. Damn it.
Yeah, we're actually having a good day there. That one up. And then wiped out Joey in the process. But here's the thing, too.
Oh, frickin' Chew got me.
Hey, if he'd have been in front of me, he wouldn't have got wrecked.
Yep, D's point.
So I think somebody has a bad day. I don't know who it is. And I'm not going to pick anybody. I'm not going to put that juju on anybody. But I think inherently somebody's going to get caught up in something outside they're doing. And I don't have a great feeling about SVG.
I don't have a great feeling about Shane. I do think I listen.
And Bowman's way out. He's 35 out. Barry's 45 out. Those two are in win. And you're in those two are in have to win.
They are must-win situations.
Yep.
Listen, this 48 team, we're going to look at them boats and woes. They're a strong team. They have to go there thinking they're the best team. They have to go there thinking, knowing they're the best team on the property. We're coming here to win. That's it.
Yep.
But I do think that the 3 car is going to have an outstanding night. I think they circle some of these racetracks. They're a gritty bunch, just like Richmond, right? They're like short track guys, junkyard dogs, flying aces. They got more nicknames than anybody ever met. I think you got Richard Boswell up there. He's a racer. I think the 3 car is going to go there and perform. Now, Austin Cindric, near and dear to my heart. Love the kid. Won Xfinity Championships, Daytona 500. I want them to advance.
Yep. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go.
Florida man, you're in trouble.
You think so? I don't know. Dude, those guys have been strong.
They
Qualifying
didn't have any speed this weekend. They finished like 19th or 20 something.
That ain't going to do it. That might squeak you by the round of 16, but that ain't going to be enough.
Yeah, so it's going to be a barn burner for that last spot, though. And we'll be watching all night, right? Who's the cut line, playoff points, bonus points, blah, blah, blah. And then, boink, somebody in that bottom 4 can go up there and win. And you're like, whoa, this just blew everything up. So that's why everybody wants to talk about how bad the playoffs format is. This is why I like it, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of opportunity to be better or worse than your opponents, and it's going to be fun.
How dare you not want?
How dare you be positive?
How dare you be positive and
How
like
dare you
anything
like
that NASCAR does?
Blasphemy.
That is blasphemy. do we need to talk about Denny more? Because I feel like what he's still doing at 44 years old is pretty impressive. I did hear him say something interesting in the media center about he's got 72 more. Did you hear that?
72 more
75
races?
more, or something to
Question.
that extent.
If he wins the championship, does he just walk away?
I would, but
I don't think he does.
I don't think so either.
But okay, another question. If he wins the championship, how do I say this? Because I'm not trying to dog him, but it's like an honest question. If he wins the championship, is it illegitimate because that's kind of what he kind of says, like, hey, these championships are illegitimate. So
yeah, it actually shouldn't count.
Yeah, well, like that's what I love it. I love you know, I would think that it's great for him. I think it would put a huge cap on his career. But he's dogged the playoff system so much that, like, if he wins, it's gonna be awkward as hell.
You're like, hey, hang on a second. Which one is it?
He's gonna have to boycott the banquet. That's the only way. Yep, I won, but I don't like it, so I'm not coming.
Depending on the timing of that banquet in relation to the lawsuit hearing December 1st.
Well, you got to win the championship first. So the round
That's
of 16
true.
is way different than the round of 8 and the round of 4. The 11 team's strong enough to do it. We'll see if they execute. We do have a guy coming in, though, that's still solidly in the playoffs, and he drives for Denny Hamlin.
Yeah. Curious on all these things going on at 2311 as well as Tyler Reddick, especially his haircut. So we're going to talk to him. Let's get him in Nonsense Garage right here on Stacking Pennies coming up right after this. All right, friends, please help me welcome friend of the show, Wheelman, and at the moment has the best hair on the grid. Please welcome driver of the Toyota Camry number 45, Tyler Reddick.
Oh, thank you. I think that's up for debate right now.
Who do you think has better hair than you?
No, I'm just saying my whether it's fans or people I see at the track.
Well, in my
It's a
opinion, I
split
think
decision.
it's the best. I mean, who has better hair than Scott at the moment?
Does anybody ever tell you look like a shorter version of Hardy?
He meant that
I
as a
don't think
compliment.
I've heard it. I think I've heard it once or twice.
Have a third time.
That's
Kinda
a
look like
third.
Hardy a
Yeah.
little bit.
I need
I
to
think
picture.
I feel like a month or two. No, maybe it's longer than that. 3-4 months ago, I think I was listening to music in the car, CarPlay, whatever, and that album where Hardy's face on the album cover, that popped up, and I was like, "Dang!" Like when I got these glasses, I didn't think about it.
Yeah, that's what really sells it.
No, when I
If
wore
he
these glasses,
knocked
the
off,
hat,
like
and everything.
like the mustache connector, he'd be all in. He's like a ginger
Yeah,
Hardy.
I'm one shave away
You're
from being right there.
close.
What's up with the what did you just say? Man, I'm not getting a haircut anymore.
So, essentially, you try to be all buttoned up,
I've been there.
before
I've
the
had the flow.
wedding and everything else, and I had everything right where it needed to be, and wedding goes good, hair looked great, wedding and everything, and I feel like from the time me and my wife got married last year to like mid-October, I just forgot that I had hair and that I need to cut it. And so it started growing. And yeah, I don't know. I had other stuff worrying about, it's pretty easy for me to lose track of remembering to get a haircut.
And then it becomes a vibe.
Well, it started with my wife telling me I needed to cut my hair.
Oh, so this is what you're rebelling against Alexa.
Yeah. Well, this rebellion's been going on for, 8-9 months at this point.
When you came on the scene,
that's
though,
how this mustache is.
full bowl cut.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you first came on the scene.
Yes.
Like that was the dirt late model Tyler Reddick. Was
Yeah.
the big red.
Yeah, hair in
bowl
my
cut.
eyes, just hair everywhere. Yeah.
Like did you like the head flip?
Well, like in my teenage years, I just liked the longer hair, I guess. A lot of that, I think, was due to not wanting to cut it, not wanting to take the time to cut it. I'd rather
Hanging
be
out with
working on the
Scott
race car.
Bloomquist too much.
Nah,
You got a
it was
little
there
Bloomquist
before.
going on you.
It was there before. I mean, yeah, it probably looks more like his hair right now than I've ever had in the past. Other hairstyles short. Even when it was long everywhere. But yeah, I think it was part of it was that. Another part of it is just music. I don't know if that's a fair thing to even say, but I feel like the music that I was into and liked was heavier music, head banging, like throwing my head around. So
The stuff that makes him mad,
yeah,
but makes you happy at
it
the same time.
makes me peaceful. in the car typically.
Well, it's been everything but peaceful since you walked in here because we had killed a wasp. It was trying to come for our heads. We've got it.
Yep.
RIP to that wasp. We caught you on a Monday here. You've been so kind to come in to the Nonsense Garage post-competition meeting. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad. You never really leave, on your tiptoes feeling great about it, especially after a day like yesterday. Had a tremendous car. How was your day, broadly speaking, yesterday at Gateway? And how do you feel going into next week, this week at Bristol?
Yeah, the week at Gateway the weekend was just, it started off so great, and it pretty much unraveled pretty quickly. I'd say the first time we went to the back, I think we were able to recover from that fairly well. We were able to drive back up to like 5th or 6th.
Ripping.
Yeah. Then we had to go to the back again. I mean, not like straight up we had penalty, had to go to the back, but just strategy was split. Cautions fell at a bad time for us, and, the guys that pitted earlier were going to now make it, so, I mean, we had to pit. And that second time going to the back, it was a little bit worse getting back forward, and I feel like the third time we got caught with strategy splitting the field again, being on the bad side of it. The third time, that pretty much was it. That killed us.
They say 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, that was pretty fair.
Damn it.
I'd passed those guys twice on the top, middle, whatever, and I'm sure you understand this. It's hard enough to pass these guys once.
Yeah.
Twice, 3 times, forget it.
Well, especially when you do it the first time on the top, then they all learn and they all go up to where you were, and you're like, damn it, my tool's gone. What do I got to do now?
Yep.
Still in a good point for the playoffs. Still good on points so far.
I mean, I hate to even have to be thinking about that, if that makes sense, in the round of 16. But, I mean, going into Bristol, I think it was absolutely critical to be plus 30 or more. That has been a track for us that we've just been at best 15th.
Really?
We've not been very good there. As soon as they stopped putting dirt on it, my average finish started going the wrong way again in the Cup car. So, yeah, that's just been a place. I don't know what it is. We haven't had it ever since I've been here at 2311. So
how do you focus on a place like that, knowing that it's not, whether it's your best or the team's best or the conglomerate of both? How do you lean a bit more into a place like that in the sim or watching film? Like, what's the process?
Yeah, the part that stinks is I would just love to have been locked into where, we can just throw something at it and try and learn something. We kind of go to Bristol in the fall in this weird place where we have to be mindful of points. And I think it, as much as you want to really throw something against the wall and try something, if it completely backfires on you, those 37, 36 points you have could disappear quick. So
that's an interesting thought of like the 2 races we're talking about earlier in the show of if the Bristol night race is a crown jewel, but I'm not going to ask that. I'm going to ask, is there a different way that you approach the Bristol spring race just mentally and in the seat throughout the course of the race than you do Bristol in the playoffs?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think in the spring race, you're more just focusing on running your race. Obviously points matter. The regular season points matter. You don't want to throw away a race, right? But like how we approached the spring race last year there, we stayed out on older tires, then got wrecked. Like we would never think about doing something like that in the fall race. I think it's one of those things, and that's the other part of it that's made Bristol challenging. I feel like the last 2 years is, I feel like every time we go there, ever since we had the spring race a year ago, every time we go there, we're wondering, are the tires going to last, or are the tires going to come apart, or not come apart, but wear and be at cords after 40, 50 laps. Yeah. And every time we go there, something changes a little bit to where you can't completely rule it out. And that's another thing, just makes it really tough, right? You want to go there and figure out how to get better there. And instead of being a 10th, 15th place car, I want to do something to try and get us, to break the top 5. And when there's all these things, all these questions kind of floating in the air as you approach the weekend, it makes it really hard to be really adventurous, I guess, and try something different, get outside your comfort zone.
You seem like a man that likes structure, like a structured, detailed way that we're going to go approach this weekend. You're not big on chaos.
Well, I mean, I guess when it's the playoff race, a little bit more so, yes. I mean, you kind of go run the first 2 stages, I'd say, for us, and then, okay, where are we at? What do we got to do? And go from there. But I mean, over the years, as I gotten more and more experience, I now have like past experiences to kind of fall back on or lean on or look back on notes, if you will. So I feel like most of my career I kind of had to lean into the chaos to kind of just overdrive my way through a learning process. And now, these many years in, I got quite a bit of information I can look back on.
A little bit of chaos with your pit crew this year. A couple guys, Brandon Banks gets hurt, and now your jackman Damien. You talk about your hair. How do you focus with that man's beard running around your car?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Is it
glorious.
Distracting?
It's got to be a nice reprieve, like watch
in pit practice.
every time you drive.
In pit practice, I think it does distract me as he's running around the car. In the race, I try to stay locked in on the wheel marks and just being ready to go. Trying to pay extra attention, right?
Well, yeah.
Do the sound of the wheel nuts sound as they should as they go on, as they come off? Just really, obviously they're gonna give me the nod or the heads up if something's not going right, or they're the jack drop will be delayed. But in the race setting, I feel like it's not as relaxed as pit practice, right? Because typically in pit practice, unless it's planned, we're not gonna leave after we change the tires. But in the race scenario, right, I try to really stay locked in and just be paying attention to anything that might happen.
Also, if you get your wheel marks wrong, he may kill you. He is the scariest single scariest man on pit road. I tried to joke with him a couple weeks ago, and he was in the 67. I thought he was going to rip my head off. I was like, "Oh, don't joke with that."
Isn't he a SEAL?
I think he was a SEAL. Yeah, he's a stud too.
Jeez.
And shout out Hunter Massling, filling in front changer. I worked with him for a long time. This weekend, so I've been on the other end of it, where like tighten nuts or have a loose wheel. How challenging is that? When Billy comes on the radio, he's like, "Hey, you got to find the 11 box." Like, how challenging is it? One, you're at the most narrow pit road there is, but there's cars coming behind you. You're trying to figure out where to go, trying not to run anybody over. And then once you stop in the box, like those guys have no idea what's going on.
I totally screwed that one up. When I stopped in 11's box, I was so far to the left.
Well, they weren't changing it. They just needed to tighten the nut.
Yeah.
But like, were you afraid
I don't
about
know the
getting
jack
run
on
over?
11, but I felt bad for him. He had to like pump the thing. He had to do like 4 or 5 to get it up because the jack
right
handle
there
was
on
in the wall.
Were you like pointing at the left rear? What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, but I think and my spotter Nick Payne made quick work to go find Lambert and communicate what's going on. Dakota Ratcliffe, my rear changer, he was really quick to pass the message along to Billy. Hey, this is what's going on. It's on, but the wheels all tore up from how it went on. Like, everyone did a really good job of communicating what's going on and what we need to do. So we understood, it would be in our best interest to come back down pit road, get that wheel off, look at it, and just have a better, I guess, mated surface on that next set. So you never want to have that happen, but everyone did a pretty good job. And sometimes too in the car, unfortunately I've experienced this a few times in my career where you leave the box and something, when you spin in the tires leaving the box, something doesn't quite feel right. And that was another one of those where I'm just like, man, I didn't have a lot of grip leaving. That was weird. And before I could even let go of that thought, Billy was already telling me, we got to find a pit box.
Me and Corey have a great idea to put me in a pit stall into turn 1. So if anybody has an issue, I could be there to fix it for you.
I'll get a shop vac. Like, I'll buy one at Harbor Freight. He'll stand there with a wheel gun, and we'll just wait for somebody to pull in our box.
Yep, but I'm gonna have an iPad that you have to, before you leave, you have to tip me. Would you pick 15, 20, or 25? Which one would you pick?
Dollars or percent?
Percent.
Well, it would be a percentage. I don't know what I'm going to charge yet, but it'll be a percentage.
Are you going to charge me for the tire and wheel?
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
labor.
Shipping and handling, yeah.
I'm like everybody else in racing. I have nothing's free.
Yeah, that would probably be a pretty good business.
It would be. But hey, listen, what are you willing to pay if you got a loose wheel and you're not going to go a lap down?
Yeah, you don't want your, you don't want your jackman and tire changer to take a vacation too. So
I'm cornering the market, literally and figuratively.
Someone you don't like, just get it on there extra tight. So
I am 1,000% objective. I'm going to do a great job for everybody. Just depends on how you tip.
I mean, are you going to get suspended though if you don't get it all the way tight?
Who, me?
One of the guys, yeah.
No, I'm going to be a subcontractor. They can't suspend me. Yeah, I'm going to be. I got this figured out. I'm writing up the contract now.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
So anyway, I'll think about a price. You think about tip.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll see at Phoenix.
I'll use team credit card.
Yeah, swipe MJ's card. Give me some J's too while we're at it. Speaking of J's, he was there last week at Darlington. Great run last week, by the way. Second in Southern 500. Damn close to getting it. That was an exciting battle to watch. Regular season champ last year. I feel like the 45 team in general has not really had the spark that we've been accustomed to seeing. Not much, but the Darlington run I thought was like a little bit of like, oh, it's in there. And when's it going to come out on a consistent basis? So how do you feel? We've seen a resurgence of sorts with Bubba and the 23 and that team. That team's been running better than it ever has. And it's not – I don't feel like you guys have been running worse. It's just I'm curious of where the spark we're used to seeing is at.
A lot of it's there. I think, there's been some weeks where, we have shown up and been off. But when I tell you it has been a long time since I've just had a clean day, I think I've had like 2 all year. Every single race, something, whether it's been my own doing, a caution falling at the wrong time, mistakes. I feel like one of Denny's favorite words is execute. And
that's the drinking word these days.
I mean, we just haven't been doing it. So in the day and age of what stock car racing is right now, how close all the competitors are, if you don't keep yourself up in the hunt, it's really hard to get back there in a day. And Darlington was largely a clean day, but we did have the damage. We did have to take the time on that first pit
stop.
Hell
of a save too, by the way. The first lap of Darlington.
Oh my goodness!
That was unbelievable.
All right, here we go. We're going green. Whoa!
Whoa! Hang on to it.
Not, what sucks is I was thinking about it getting going. I'm like, is Josh going to race me really hard on the start here?
Yeah.
Because I wrecked the daylights out of him on accident in the spring race. It is the typical Darlington deal where you get someone's left rear in the middle 1 and 2, and it looked like he was jumping out of it. Because I got there and I saw the surge, like he lifted. I'm like, oh, okay. So I thought he was giving me the entire corner on exit. No, he just got that tight. Wrecking. He just got that tight, and then, I basically stuffed him in the wall just a little bit, and he wrecked off a turn 2. So I was, we hadn't had any problems since then, right? But obviously our last time there, the last time we were both on the racetrack at the same time, he wrecked. And I didn't
back
know
and watch
how the
film before the race. You're like, oh, that's what happened. I owe him one.
Yes, exactly. And I didn't know how the race was going to start. Like, I didn't know how hard he was going to race me through 1 and 2. And it happened so quick. By the time I heard him lift, he was already in my left rear door. In the moment, I thought at first, I'm like, oh, yep, he just wrecked me to get even.
Like, damn, didn't even get the oil hot in this son of a
No, he just unfortunately lost it. It was crazy. Yeah,
he got on the stops and that thing. He was a passenger at that point in time, but like, you were wrecked. You were wrecked.
No, I wrecked.
So, was it just like the grace of God that you just happened to hit the wall and that straightened you out? And you're like, oh,
I think the wall definitely straightened it out. I didn't hit it hard. If I would have hit it hard, I probably would have knocked the right front off of it.
Yeah.
But it was spinning. Was I going to hit the inside wall? I don't think so if the wall wasn't there. But there was so many cars in a short amount of space.
Oh, yeah.
Because we just started the race. One of them was going to hit me. And
I can't believe nobody hit the 21.
Yeah.
But even if you spin and get a flat tire and grind the splitter off of your days,
that's the longest 5 hours of your life that happens.
Yeah, the underside of this car is obviously very sensitive, and whenever you have a flat or whatever it might be, you spin and you get stuck. It's a lot of damage.
So how much harder is it now? I think you've been one of the best at Darlington through the years. Is it harder, or is it more forgiving with the next gen car, the way the body is, not having a steel body, being able to bounce off the fence? Like, what are the nuances from then till now?
Might be an unpopular opinion, but I kind of hate it. If that makes sense. I really loved the way that the amount of precision you had to have with the steel body car at places like Homestead, Darlington, anywhere that you would run the Highliner, run near the fence, because I felt like that was something I was really good at. I could run really close to the wall and not hit it. I know in my Xfinity days in the 9 car, I smoked it a bunch that 1 year. When I came back the next year in the 2 car, I wanted to win the championship, but more so I wanted to park the thing, in victory lane and win the championship without scuffing the right side of the car.
Did you?
No, I hit the wall going down the straightaway behind Cole Custer. Like, we come off turn 4 and I'm trying to draft up to him, and I hit the wall.
Damn it!
In that moment, it's like, dude, this right side would have been clean. That would have been even better.
I know.
So, we went when I went cup racing with RCR. At the tail end of the Gen 6 car, it was super important not to hit the wall.
I don't want it to move too much past that, because I think what you just said, what separates guys like yourself, Larson, running and how precise you have to be running the top there.
Yeah.
What is it that you're focusing on to, like, somebody that doesn't drive a race car? You have, like, if you were just explain to somebody how hard that is, how do you do it?
I think for me, it's just having a really good understanding of where your car ends. You know, I feel like I have a real good understanding of where my right rear, it used to be on the old car, where the right rear quarter panel is. On the Gen 6 Cup car was the wheel opening, the flare of the right side door over the right rear tire.
Are you listening to the pipes, how close you are?
Yeah, I feel like with the old car, you could really do that a little bit more. With the Xfinity car and Cup car, I feel like that was a part in it. I feel like now with the way the exhaust is coming out both sides, it's not really as big of a part of it as it is now. And I guess that's the point I was getting to is I feel like with the composite body, yeah, you can bend the toe link, you can tear up the suspension. But for the most part, I mean, guys are in practice, and I'm even one of them as well. Like, I don't care. I will literally make a point to go hit the wall in practice because I want to know exactly where the wall is and how much room I got. And I just feel like, when we go to Darlington now with the next gen car, these guys are all running this far off the wall all night because they do hit it and they do have issues getting into the wall.
The penalty's not there.
The penalty's really not there. That for me is, if there's one thing about, running the high line with the next gen car I haven't been the biggest fan of, it's that penalty for hitting the wall is completely gone. If anything, I feel like, I think it was a couple years ago, me and Larson at the end of the race, we were bouncing off the wall in 3 and 4. And my guy's like, whatever you did in 3 and 4 was really good that lap. I'm like, well, I literally just hit the wall, so I guess I'm just going to do that the rest of the race. And that's what me and him did those final 20 laps. So it's changed over time for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I ran the truck on whatever it is, Saturday, and guys start hitting the fence in front of you, and they cut tires out. I'm like, oh, that's what I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
How tight the fenders were. I'm like, okay,
yep.
Don't hit the fence. And I think I said a tweet. I fired off a tweet to maybe Matt Weaver. They were talking about how fragile the truck bodies are, how rigid the cup bodies are. I do think there's a balance to where if you do hit the fence, there should be some sort of a penalty for hitting it.
Yeah, I've always felt that way.
Yeah, I don't know how you detune.
And for me, I feel like, the composite bodies have allowed, drivers that aren't as good at running the top to be able to learn it quicker. And if anything else too, at some of these places, they may be running the top and running really close to it, but they're not running it super fast. So they've taken the line away, but they're not worried about hitting the wall. I feel like, I don't know if you ever felt this stress or anxiety.
I was probably one of the ones not running it very well.
Or even Cup, right? Where you want to go run the fence, but you don't want to get near it because you don't want to make a mistake and hit it, and that's pretty much gone now.
World 100 this past weekend.
Yeah.
How comparable, or how challenging is it compared to running a super late model around the top at Eldora to running the top of Darlington or Homestead in a Cup car?
I feel like with the old car, it was very, 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 a lot of varies there. Sorry, very comparable.
It means
you can use as many varies as you want.
I'd say with the next gen car, it's kind of like running just a really big cushion, like at Eldora, like this past weekend. It was kind of there, but there wasn't a lot. Like if you hit it, you're gonna knock the spoiler off it, and you're gonna really hurt just the amount of downforce your car was gonna make.
Who won it, by the way? I didn't watch
Ricky Thornton Jr.
Ricky Thornton won it, passed Davenport on lap 42 or something like that, and held on to it the rest of the way. But yeah, that's actually like a great example because I watch, I grew up racing with Bobby, and anytime that there's just a little bit of moisture or cushion or anything left at the top of the racetrack, he's able to find it and find more of it than a lot of the guys out there right now. And
talking about Bobby Pierce.
Yes, and it's awesome to watch. It gets me excited because, I remember that feeling of finding it and nailing it at a place like Eldora. And when I watch him do it and his spoiler's this far off the wall around the track, I mean, Davenport and some of those guys can do it too. They're all very good at it, but it seems like they can all find it, and then Bobby always seems to find like a little bit more.
Talking about super late models, dirt late models is something you grew up doing. You were exceptional at it. And
I was pretty average, actually.
Were you? I
was okay.
You are harder on yourself than anybody.
I only won 2 races in the years that I did
you were 12,
it.
you were 12 years old.
Yeah, I raced from 12 to 12 and a half, but I only won 2 races.
Yeah. Where I was getting at is like the evolution of super late models.
Oh, I know.
Is now right track position, dirty air. You don't want to get damaged and hurt downforce. Like,
I mean, it's always that part's always kind of been there, but yeah.
Yeah, because those things punch such a big hole in the air, and it's just the evolution. And as guys start to get all the technology and all the knowledge trickles down to more and more teams, competition gets tighter, passing's harder.
Yeah.
So it's not like this. There's such a negative narrative around this next gen car. Some of it's warranted, some of it's not. If you had the ball for a day and the authority for a day for a couple tweaks to make on this next gen car, all things considered, what would you change?
That's a tricky one. I feel like it takes more than one thing.
Can I give you my couple lists?
Let's see where you're at. Yeah.
I think they need to take tire width away from it. Like, go back to
Yeah.
the standard width of
I
tire.
think that would help.
I think there's too much tire on the ground personally. There's a whole thing about capacity of air in the tire that Goodyear needed to maintain by going to a bigger wheel, which is why they had to go wider tire. But anyways, take rubber away. Horsepower is the low-hanging fruit. And I think the cars are about 300 pounds too heavy. Those are my
the one that I'm not sure where to stand on is the weight of the car. Because I guess I really don't know what it would be like without that weight. But yeah, I think, everything that we do is about trying to make the tire stick to the surface better. And I think
as a team.
Yeah, as a team, as a driver, it's the same thing too, right? So I think, one thing that's just going to open that box up more and make it harder to get right is if there's less tire on the racetrack, certainly. The less tire there is, the more useful, of a tool, horsepower can be in, again, widening that box. If you're having to manage the tires more off the corner, handling matters more. Obviously, to some degree, if we have it long enough where, the narrower tire and more power and everyone kind of gets back to finding it again, we could be in a fairly similar spot. So that's the thing for me that's hard for me to say what what would be the current fix. But I think, one thing that has seemed to work, and I don't necessarily know the why. So, I guess I somewhat have seen it, but it seems like any time that something major changes in our sport, everyone kind of has to do a reset or start from scratch. I feel like when we went to the next gen car, there was a lot of learning that had to take place, and we can't forget that learning that happened over the last couple of years. But you saw everyone start on a really wide margin and over time get closer and closer and closer. And I think just the amount of, separation between the guys that nailed it and the guys that missed it probably helped add to the come and go and people coming through the field. But too, I feel like every time we made a drastic tire change or every time we made a drastic change to the aero balance or the amount of downforce drag that the race car has too, again, it kind of makes us start over to some degree. Okay, what's worked now doesn't work. Now we have to find something else. So I think, I don't know what that would be, if that's a yearly thing or every other year.
Every week.
Every week would really mix it up.
Just change the spoiler. Like, whenever you get to the racetrack, NASCAR surprises, they have like 8 different spoiler heights. There you go.
Yeah, but then
I would love to go to Talladega, Daytona with no
1-inch blade.
As crazy as it sounds, I feel like the way the diffuser and everything on this car works, I wish we would, whether it be Charlotte, Michigan, I don't know, you could pick any track. Just take the dang spoiler off. Let's see what happens. I would drive it.
Yeah, I know you would. Whatever.
So, I have a theory on that. Is like, if the cars are going faster and they're driving out of control, it would be a freaking blast to drive it, right? Guys like you'd be on the fence ripping at guys like Kyle Larson, Chris Bell, the guys that don't mind hanging on to a loose car. But then the gap between each car would be massive.
That's the tricky part.
Right.
Right now, I feel like the current gap between you and the car ahead of you is just determined by how much faster you are than that car ahead. And I think to some degree, if the cars are really, really hard to just get around the racetrack by yourself, yes, that does play into it. That's the part that, again, when I think of what you would do, right, if you're going to try to improve it, right, I feel like there's there is a balancing act there, right?
There's only one thing from me standing on pit road, not driving these things, that I wish you guys had, that I would improve, and it's packing left rear air. Like, I wish you guys had an offensive tool, to where when you got to somebody in the aero block, you could pack air or take the air off the spoiler. That's the only thing I think we're missing. I think we can race side by side, but you can't. To do that, to make everybody just thinks you make an aero balance shift. To do that, now maybe you can't run side by side. Now you just maybe are like a truck race where if somebody gets alongside you, just put it on their door and you about spin them out. Right? We've come a long way to where we couldn't run side by side.
That is true, right? Like, we did lose some things, but we gained others.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does seem like with this car where it is, the lead car has a lot of defensive tools, but also,
Could we take the camera away? I think an organic mirror would help the aero block.
It seems like
it would help a little bit.
Though. You're a driver. He's like, I like it.
It would, those real tight clears that do or don't work. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know if we would just still try and take them, even though we can't see them.
Situation dependent, right?
Might be more wrecks, but
fans love those.
I think it's a small, I wouldn't say it's the fix, but it's one thing you could change, right? But we would have to learn how to trust our spotters more, and all those things would shift around. It would just change it up.
Yeah.
The easy thing to say is there'll be more wrecks, right? But inherently, you wouldn't trust it as much, so you wouldn't take it. You're not going to recklessly just crash yourself to fill a gap that you can see with the.
Well, on the flip side, though, like places like Michigan and even Gateway and some of the tracks that we go to, right? To some degree, it could make it more follow the leader, if you will, if you're less sure you're going to get back up. With the camera, if you can get up or not.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's been types of racing that we've had, whether it's like the Xfinity car, the high drag package years ago at Michigan, like you could pull out a line and pass like 4 cars getting into the corner, but if you didn't get the hole and you weren't sure you were quite clear, you couldn't get up. And in the Cup car now, that can kind of happen at times at a place like Michigan. But down to the inch if you're clear or not up, for sure.
One thing's for sure, all the spotters can drive better than all the drivers. Just ask them.
That's cool.
So you'll never be in harm's way. So that's what's good.
Let's talk about playoffs a little bit.
Oh, let's go.
Going to Bristol, we talked about Bristol a little bit, but if we were to go ahead and fast forward, what's around 12 races?
Loudon,
Kansas.
I think you're dog at Kansas. How's Kansas
Roval
for you? Great.
We haven't been good there last year now.
That's like Tyler Reddick fence ripping track.
It's not really a fence ripping track anymore.
Yeah, but I guess you're right. Not as it was with the old car.
No, even like the start of the new car, you could kind of do it, and then just kind of where the cars evolved.
And they're starting to build more grip, and you don't need to run all the way up there.
Yeah, it's more of a detriment than anything.
So how much of the Roval do you look at like, we can't be in a bad spot going there, or do you feel really confident
going there? I've been in
a
bad spot going into there twice and have made it through, so
yeah,
I'd have to be in a really, really bad spot.
Is there,
honestly,
we talk about the pressure of the playoffs, and you see some emotion coming out. You see a guy like Chris Bell talking about obviously not happy that take a 7th place car, take a good car on 7th.
Yeah, his frustration's very relatable.
Yeah, right. And because the cost, what you're fighting for. You work all year for this opportunity. How much more is the pressure, whether it's behind the wheel or in meetings? Like, is it visibly and noticeably ramped up?
Not for me. It's been there, I'd say, since May. Honestly, I've been there for a while for sure. That comes from being a team that is capable of winning races, is capable of winning a regular season championship, and obviously, it can be tough to follow these things up, right? But for us to have the year that we have, for me, I've kind of already been there since May. I feel like, I'll keep trying to ramp it up, but I feel like I've
you're like a diesel engine, man.
Been in playoff mode for a long time now. Just super focused on trying to win races. And I guess we kind of, I didn't really dive into it, but we were talking about Darlington being a somewhat clean race, and I know I almost got wrecked on lap 1. I think it was Dayton all the way back to the last time we were in Darlington was the last time I really had a clean race up until me and Blaney, until I put myself in the wall battle and Blaney for the lead there. So, that's just how the year's been.
You saying that brought up a thought watching the last little couple laps of Southern 500. Did you replay the move into 3 in the left rear of the 17, cutting right front tire down? Did that have anything to do with not making a Hail Mary move necessarily on the 19 to win the race? Was there Toyota teammate?
No,
thoughts? Or are you just racing all
I
year?
raced. Well, yeah. Though first off, I didn't race Chase any differently because he was a Toyota teammate. I know that's probably how I should have been in some capacity.
To the 17, you mean?
Because
you're in the same
with 17,
spot. Going for it.
What happened to me at Darlington with Busher is, a very similar place where I was the end of the race with Chase.
Yeah.
And it's, man, I've ran up front at Darlington so many times. I've led a lot of laps here. We've been so good here. I've got to win a race here. And I kind of let that get to me in that moment and overdid it. And when I tried to get myself out of it and not wipe us both out, I basically just sealed our fate. Got out of shape, piled it into him, and we both cut tires.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I was in a very similar spot mentally, but I understood that, well, that didn't work. And I think, too, that race with Busher, I feel like I had the balance to be able to make a move like that. I just simply made a big mistake. Where with Briscoe, my balance had kind of gone away. I was trying to work lanes down, and it just wasn't really working as good. So I kind of knew if I even attempted something of that nature, I was going to be out of shape, loose.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, surprisingly, on the last lap when I attempted just something, I was able to get closer to him than I thought. But yeah, I had nothing left rear grip wise. So I think the reason it played out differently the second time was more so just the car just kind of went away at the wrong time for us when it had been there most of the night.
So, a lot of stuff going on at the racetrack, but a lot of stuff away from the racetrack this year as well. Welcome to new son.
Yeah, thank you.
Named Rookie George. Where'd you come with the name Rookie?
More so, my wife came up with that. It was her grandfather. It was a nickname that he had for her growing up. They'd watch a lot of baseball games, and play a lot of sports together. So, yeah, for her, I think a lot of it ties into that. It's kind of, we wanted to pick a name that wasn't super status quo, and honestly, it's great. I don't know how relatable this is or not, but the rest of the names that were kind of on the table, I just really wasn't a huge fan of.
Isn't it funny how you always associate somebody to I know that guy. I'm not even my kid.
I know the normal names, the straight up normal names,
yeah.
right? Like you'll think of somebody,
yeah,
either that you do like and you're like, oh, that's too good of a friend, that's weird,
yeah,
or you'll think of somebody that you had a run in with or just don't get along with, and I don't like that name for that reason. Yeah. I feel like when when you grow up racing a lot of things, going a lot of places, working with a lot of people, being around a lot of people. There's all these names that float around in your brain.
A lot of names aren't on the list. We're off the list.
Yeah.
Boys' names are hard, man.
Yeah, and you got two in Bo. Bo's growing up. How's it been raising him around the racetrack?
It's cool. He really loves going to the racetrack. This weekend he didn't get to go, and now that he's in true school and everything, trying to balance that, and if we aren't leaving on Saturday morning, if we're leaving early Friday, trying to figure out how to get the family to the track and him not miss school is a whole thing. And, balancing his, he went from being in, having a 3.5 hour day in kindergarten or in preschool to now in kindergarten. He's in school from 8 to 3 o'clock. Dude, it's a big jump.
It's a whole new stage of life, especially being racers. You're just like, yeah, let's pack up and go to the beach, or let's go here. And then your wife's like, hold on. Kids got school. They already missed 3 days. They can't go. Can't go to Bristol this weekend. You're like, what do you mean?
Yeah, we're going.
You're like, oh, this is. I totally forgot about this stage of my life where I couldn't go places because of school.
So one thing, never take for granted the time you have with your kids when they're really young, because, I know I get the weekends and summer and everything else, but man, it is. I guess I didn't get to appreciate what I lost quite to the level that my wife Alexa did. Because she's at home with rookies. She's been home with him, giving him everything that he needs to grow and learn and become a vet. A what?
A vet.
A vet. A vet or an adult. I mean, he's
a rookie
not
now.
gonna
He's
be
going to
adult
become
for a
vet.
long time.
He'll be a veteran soon.
Yeah, when we dropped him off for his first day of school, it kind of hit me, and I think it hit her too. Like, holy cow! Like, we went from having him, basically from noon till bedtime every single day to now we're dropping him off at 8, and we don't see him again till like 3:30. And we pick him up. Man. He's tired because he's had a long day at school. It's crazy for me. That was like, wow, like it changes so quick.
New levels, new devils.
Well, so Bo and Levi are within I think is Bo January birthday?
Yeah.
So Levi's a March birthday, both 5, and it's weird when we're in the chapter right now, and like I'll get a call from my wife, and I'm like, honey, like you don't answer because you're in the middle of something, meeting on the phone call with somebody else. She'll call twice, and anytime she calls twice, I answer it. Like 3/4
you
of
and
the
my
time
wife are
now.
the same person. Jeez.
Three. Probably 80% of the time now, it's Levi calling me, and he'll call me 4 times in a row from my wife's phone. Hey, Dad. I'm like, hey, buddy, what's going on? And we just talk for 10 minutes. How was your day at school? It was good. What'd you do? I painted. Like, this is bizarre. Bro.
I think if my son could memorize or figure out my wife's passcode, I feel like he'll be calling all the time. I think it was
just wait, bro.
Like a month, 2 months ago. I don't know. I saw my wife like posted a story on Instagram, and I was like, well, that's weird. She never really does that. And I clicked on it. It's like a picture of Bo and his like you can barely see from like
the FaceTime.
You can see, his face like here is at the bottom of the screen. You see like, our bathroom, whatever. I'm like, that's a weird thing to put on the story. And so when I got home, I asked my wife about it, and she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh.
Yes.
Bo grabbed her phone, took a picture, and posted it.
I love that.
And she had no idea. It was funny.
Get him an account.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sit here and talk parenting stuff with you all day because it's my favorite thing to do. But before you go, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I think you answered these 3 questions.
We're already getting close.
We're gonna keep you all day, buddy. It's damn near
If you want to stay,
time.
buddy, we can stay and talk.
Hey, what else? We can have a council session. What else you want to talk about?
Yeah,
we're here for you.
I feel like we kind of hit a few things, and there's a lot of we could
there is a lot of meat there
all day.
Let's talk about like things that you liked about how you were raised, trying to be a race car driver with that goal in mind, and how you'd want to do that if your kid had that interest.
Yeah, I feel like, being able to just do all the racing that I did, the amount of experience was a huge, huge, huge positive. Running multiple classes of go-karts a night, basically getting out of one after a heat race and having to jump in the next one for the next heat race, 2 races up after the one you just did. It was a lot of work for my father.
Did you kick Kyle Larson's ass as a kid?
I don't think. It was so long ago, I can't even fully remember it.
Come on, you can tell
There was
us.
times, I'm sure I did, but there was times he also kicked my ass too. So, I think there was times growing up where we could and did run the same class, but there was a lot of times where we were just separated far enough in age.
Younger?
Yeah, 4 years younger.
Oh, you're 4 years younger.
It's quite a bit.
Oh, boy.
So we got to race together a little bit, but not super
old are you?
consistently. Huh?
29, 28?
29, yeah.
That's prime for the prime. Right in his
But yeah,
prime.
that was a positive. Racing all the things that I did on dirt, all the classes. I mean, there was some nights I'd run four classes a night, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
What's the balance, though, of burnout? Like, what's that threshold, you think?
Yeah, I think, I kicked myself for even feeling at times when I was young having some of that burnout, but I feel like I kind of went from just how I remember it, right? I may not have won nearly as much as I did, but it felt like I won a lot in the go-karts and stuff growing up. When I jumped into, out of that into mini sprints, that, it took about, I feel like 6 months to kind of figure it out. The sprint cars, we didn't get to really stick around and run long enough to figure those out. My dad kind of, kids were getting hurt and everything, so we jumped out of that and then got in the late models. That late model learning curve was really, really tough. Some part of me is like, man, I wish, that would have went a little differently, because, it felt like the first 3 or 4 years I just got my ass kicked, like not even close to being competitive.
Which I think that's an important step too.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes you realize,
winning
like,
all the
shit.
races and doing all the things, and when everything's going right, yeah, you know, it's cool when you're a young kid and basically you're winning everything you get in. But if life's that easy growing up, when you finally, you know, become an adult and race with the big boys, whether it's in dirt late models or sprint cars or
the Cup
NASCAR
Series,
or whatever it might be, it's a wake-up call for sure.
But you go from racing with your buddies and mini sprints to lining up against Scott Bloomquist, Tim McCready, and
Billy Moyer,
all those guys. And
guys
you're
have
like,
been doing it longer than you've been alive.
That's
oh
right.
boy,
At a
Chris
very
Madden.
professional level in their discipline.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back and race super late models
my
when
gosh.
you retire from cup racing?
Hopefully sooner than that.
Really?
Yeah.
You would love to do that.
Yeah, I feel like 4 or 5 years ago, I understand it now, but I basically had to stop keeping up with it.
Really?
I don't know why.
Because you had FOMO.
Yeah, I realize that now. You know, I stopped keeping up with it. I'd follow the big races and everything, but I pretty much found myself just not really knowing what's going on in the dirt racing world anymore. And here the last 3 or 4 months, I feel like I've been really just sucked into watching it. If something's on a streaming service, I'm watching it. And I understand why I had to get away from it, because watching it, seeing it, you know, it feels like you're kind of living it, if you will. And I realized that I had to stop watching it because I miss it so much. And I don't know when it's going to be, but at some point I'm going to get itchy and just go do it.
Build a car and do it. Because you see guys.
Well, I got to
Kyle
find
Larson,
time
Chris
to build
Bell.
a car. That's
You don't
I
build
can't
cars.
find time to work on my street cars.
You pay people to build a
Tyler,
car.
what color you want this thing? All right, we'll
We'll do
it
black.
next week.
All right, yes, sir. What number you want? All right, let's go. You just show up like Kyle Larson does. He said he sits here on the show, talks to us about it. He doesn't even like text Paul Silva. He just like sends him a list of like 50 races he's going to do at the beginning of the year and just shows up. And
so awesome.
Like, I think the car's going to show up. And then, sure enough, it
It's
does.
like, we don't even text like, hey, see you next week. It's like, yeah, just show up and it's there.
And there it is. It's like,
That's so cool.
ta-da. So you need a deal like that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, seeing Kyle go and do that is like, I'm just sitting here and, well, I guess that's the thing, and that's why I haven't done it, is I've been telling myself every single year, it feels like, you know, when things get to a good enough point where I feel like I can kind of pull myself away a little bit a couple nights a week, I'll go do it, and that hasn't happened. You know, the more technology advances in racing, the more sim is important, the more you have to be around it every single day, and you have to be okay with it, and I am. So I think that's the tricky balance, is figuring out what a schedule in the week would look like to where I can go do that stuff and it's not going to take away from the cup program.
But it pisses you off a little bit when you see him go win Port Royal. Like, damn, I want to be doing that when he goes and wins his first late model race.
That was cool.
That was.
Yeah, and also you can make a case. I think it's your own, you know, team you're with, or your own gauge of like what you feel like you are 100% in versus not. And there's something to, you know, Chris Bell. Grab a man of water. Jeez,
Man, it's dying here.
Now that Tyler Reck's not dead, thank you for not dying on the set. We just have to.
Oh, he's up. He's too soon. Swallowed a hair.
Yeah, you're good now. I think there is something about it though. So I feel it when I go do these modified races, of being uncomfortable and like being around like just the different cadence of the weekend, people you're not familiar with seeing. I think there's something of like putting yourself in those uncomfortable positions that make those guys have, I don't know, it makes me feel like you get some dirt under your nails, because cup racing inherently files it off a little bit.
No, it does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you get so used to everything being so
Catered
laid
to,
out. And, oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh. I mean,
somebody's like, you gotta go to the driver's meeting. Like,
When
driver's
I-
meeting, like listen, you gotta sign a sheet. What are you talking
man, dirt racing, I mean, I was just used to chaos all the time, you know.
Yeah.
When we would there'd be times during the year where we would have, you know, people traveling on the road with my family helping us. But there's large amounts of time where growing up racing where it was basically just me and my dad in our shop or on the road trying to fix all this stuff or get stuff back to where it needed to be, tires mounted, tires, you know, cut, sanded, or
Maintenance
sanded,
and
whatever.
stuff,
I mean,
yeah.
all this stuff. And it was, I mean, I remember when I went truck racing for Brad Kozlowski on that part-time schedule.
No, I was there.
I'm coughing again.
Oh, yeah. That about killed you. I
did.
changed tires for you.
No. when I did those 15, 16 races, it was just like, man, what do I do? I guess, when you're running a truck program, you do get some sim time, but it's just all different. I would just, I'd race on Friday, and I'd be like, I'd have nothing to do on Saturday and Sunday, and I wouldn't have much to do. I'd go train and whatnot at Penske and drive the pit stop car, but it's like, man, what do I do? And I mean, now with the Cup Series, that's a lot different, right? But like, holy cow, when you go from dirt racing and just how full throttle you got to be at all times, up late, up early, just running hard the whole time, to a schedule that's super laid out and on the dot with NASCAR racing, it was quite a shift. I was like, man, there's just, what do you do with all your time? And now, I've ate my words, and now I'm looking for time again on the Cup schedule that I got. So,
well, there's no bottom to the well of information, to your point, that you can't go look at to feel like you are learning, right? Whether it's SMT or conversations with Billy, conversations with the engineer, and motion rigs and static rigs and all the things that come along with it. It's like you could literally work for 7 days a week and still feel like you're not doing everything you can do to be the best you can be.
And that's why I'm in the spot of not having a lot of free time.
So that brings us back to our 3 questions.
Okay,
one car, one track, a dirt late model at Eldora. What is it?
Well, I mean, if I've never done it, I would say that would be it. That I've done or that I want to do? Like, which
this
one
is
is
it's
it?
your question, man. Answer how you want.
One car, one track, the rest
if you woke
of your
up
life.
tomorrow,
you can be whatever you want to be.
Well, the track's easy. It's Nürburgring Nordschleife. I don't even know if I said that right.
Nordschleife, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's a 17-mile track. It's got, 144 corners.
It would take me 10 years to memorize all the corners, probably.
At one point, I had them all memorized.
Really?
Yeah. I used, again, 4 kids and stuff. You have, a little bit extra free time to game and whatever else. I had that place memorized. The car that I would race around it or drive around it, that one's tricky. I'd love to say like a 70s Formula 1 car, but that would involve heel towing and stuff, and I don't think I was very good. No, wait. I don't think in the 80s they had to. I think they rev matched with just the throttle. I don't know if they had to use a clutch.
Like there instead of Honda. I
don't know if they use a clutch.
Well, if you had to run that
Whatever
the rest of your life might not be very long. Because those guys didn't make it out of there very much.
Yeah.
whatever point in time it was where you stopped having to use the clutch to shift the car to rev match, I guess that's the one I would pick.
Call it 87.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Cool.
Yeah. I like
Sketchy time to be an F1 driver, bro.
Those things look like so much fun, though.
Just rocket ships.
Yeah.
What's your most embarrassing moment at the racetrack? Behind the wheel or not?
Behind the wheel or not?
This is a tough one.
I've had a lot of them.
He beats himself up a lot.
I've had a lot.
I've been around. I've raced with him a lot. Been around him a lot. There's nobody that beats himself. Him and Bubba. It's crazy that you're teammates because you both beat yourself up quite a bit.
I'd say the one for me that has to take the cake was 2018 when I was at Junior Motorsports. I was in the 9 car, and it was at Road America. My first time there. Well, actually, no. I was there last year. I spotted for Justin Marks when he ran the 42 car. My first time racing at Road America in 2018. We had a rookie. That was back when they still had those rookie practices or rookie sessions. I can't remember how long they were. But we went out there. It was raining. We had to complete a lap to pass, I don't know, the rookie session or whatever it was. That's how I remember it. I ran my lap in the rain, and this is, again, back when I was the slowest guy on the road course. And I remember completing the lap, coming down the backstretch out of the kink into Canada corner, coming to pit road. We're done. I did my lap. It was sketchy in the rain. Don't know anything about rain technique or even road racing at this point. I just remember I kicked it out of gear going down that backstretch, and I was just coasting. And it felt like I was slowing down. And I'm just coasting out of gear. I'm like, man, I don't even want to risk wheel hopping this thing. I'm going to just coast her on into Canada corner and putter on back to pit road. And I kind of got to the breaking point, and I realized, I'm hauling ass. And it was way too late. I locked all 4 tires up, straight into the sand trip, destroyed the car.
Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, we're coming to pit road.
Bruh.
It's raining. It didn't rain the rest of the weekend, whole thing. Like, there's no reason to push it. And I wasn't pushing. I was coming to pit road. I wrecked the car and remember coming on the radio and saying, I'm going to need a tow truck. They're like, what? Like, what do you mean? You were coming in. You were supposed to pit.
I was.
Yeah, I know.
Who was your crew chief?
Who put that
Dave
corner
Ellens.
there?
Oh, Dave Ellens.
Yeah.
Dry as they come, too.
If Dave would have quit that day, I wouldn't have blamed him. But he didn't.
Good thing
We
he
pulled
stuck
together
around.
and won a championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rally
Yeah,
the
that day, that weekend was a turning point for me in life and in my career, honestly.
I was like, hey, I need to like pay more attention, or
I mean, I was either that Saturday before I got in the car, I parked my rental car to go run that race, and the thought crossed my mind: do I just not get out of this car and drive off and never come back,
I've had those thoughts.
or do I get in this car and rough it out? And my now wife talked me into staying. I was ready to leave. I just wasn't going to get in the car. I was just going to disappear.
Just feel this big.
Oh yeah, I did. I was at my rock bottom at that point. She talked me out of it.
Good job, Alexa.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I got a third question here, but you talk about being hard on yourself, right? You and Bubba are both very self-critical, as am I. I feel like you have to have some sort of self-awareness where you stack up, what your weaknesses are, all the things. There is a really tough balance, and that's kind of where Stacking Pennies comes from. There's a really tough balance between like self-deprecating, where you beat yourself down, and also lose confidence. So how do you be self-critical while also not eating into your confidence that you know what to do behind the wheel?
That's a tricky one. I don't know if, well, from my perspective, I don't know if maybe there's people out there that have figured that out, but I feel like it's a moving target, and you just have to be honest with yourself. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of times, there's moments, there's situations where I could do better. And I feel like I try and balance that into, I'll wear myself down to pretty much nothing by probably 3 o'clock, a little bit before I came and saw you guys. I'm sure you saw it when I walked in here. I'll wear myself down to nothing, essentially, by about, 3 o'clock on Monday. More so, I guess, on the real bad weekends. And then pretty much from there, it's a matter of just, okay, start studying, start working on next week. It's done, it's over, and if it's a weekend like, leaving Daytona going into Darlington, I'm already at a 10 out of 10. I'm right back where I need to be. But if it's a track where I know I need to work and I know I need to get better, like Bristol, where we've been pretty blah, in the past, it motivates me to go to work and do everything I can to make, my next trip there not be like the ones in the past.
Love that.
Start from scratch every time, essentially.
My rule that didn't really work because I didn't abide by my own rules some weeks was, as soon as we touch tarmac, wherever we're flying in from, it'd be Gateway. I'm leaving Gateway there, but inherently you got to talk about it on Monday, post-race debrief, and then you can let that spiral of like, damn, we sucked. And you can, if you don't unplug from the previous week, you just get
I think it's important. Like if you,
mindset.
as soon as the race is over, you try and shut it off and move on from it. It's too quick.
Yeah.
For me in the past, I would try that rule. Right? Like as soon as I touch down, getting home, I leave it behind me. I feel like to me, yeah, like as soon as we're done meeting about it on Monday, it's done, it's over with. That's where it needs to be. Because again, you got to be honest with yourself. As selfish as it may be, maybe you do want to be miserable for a couple hours because you just went out there, got your ass kicked for 5.5 hours straight. So, yeah, again, just being honest with yourself is probably the most important part. But yeah, that is a tough balance with it. You can, when it's really, really bad, just wither yourself away till there's nothing left.
Well, don't do that.
No.
Yep.
Question number 3, buddy. If I had the Men in Black pen and I got to zap all of your racing memories, but you only got to keep one, what do you keep?
Have you seen Men in Black?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how young you were.
I feel like the watermark for that seems to be like 24-5. Because there's been kids here like, what are you talking about, Men in Black?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you saw it on X. Speaking of Bubba.
Yeah.
So,
we mentioned earlier about Bill Murray. You didn't know who Bill Murray was?
Oh my goodness. That was crazy.
I mean, Noah makes some very questionable comments and things like that, but the fact that he doesn't know who Bill Murray is a little bit embarrassing.
Hanging out in those front row trucks the last couple weeks with Zane, Todd, and Noah, coming to the realization that I'm old as
I know, things move quick.
Yeah.
Things change quick.
Yeah.
So I'd only get to keep one.
Yep.
I think Oh, no, I got to go back to Road America. I think it's my first win. I think it's my first Cup win at Road America.
Especially going from chunking one in rookie practice and then turn around.
Again, the range of emotions that I had from the time I first went there to that moment was insane. I mean, this was the track where I literally thought about just throwing it all away.
And that's it, right?
And walking away from it and just being done with it, never coming back to that's where I got my first Cup win. I think that for me, just where I was at rock bottom to having the biggest moment of my career, of my life at the time. I think that one for me was probably the most impactful. Like, winning Xfinity championships were awesome. You know, being able to go to Homestead and lock ourselves in championship 4 was awesome for, you know, everyone that's a part of the racing team. But if I'm being, I guess, super selfish and just thinking of myself and just me and nothing else, yeah, it's Road America.
That's a cool story, man.
That's why you never give up, baby.
That's why you never give up. Keep chugging.
Even someone like me can figure out how to run a road course.
Well,
crazy.
Gives everybody hope. Unfortunately, they don't have, you know, exceptional talent and, you know, racing IQ like this cat next to me does. But, ladies and gentlemen, please help me thank Mr. Tyler Reddick for jumping on Stacking Pennies. Sure. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was great stuff. More Stacking Pennies coming up right after this. Great stuff there with Tyler Reddick. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, we had several woes to break down from St. Louis. Some playoff cars had some trouble. You heard a little bit from Tyler Reddick earlier about theirs. Let's go ahead and break down the 48. Tough 2 weeks for the fellows over there, Hendrick.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is not what the 48 needed. So the left rears, something happens here. He gets it. Okay. Let's just start from the get-go. They come around to the left side. The left rears are on some cars are really, really tight. The tolerances in the fender at tracks like Gateway. So when he goes to pull the tire, it gets jammed in between the fender and the ground. So he's kind of stuck. It puts the left rear behind. Tasser reaches over and drops the jack before the left rear's on it. I have been against, and I will stand this ground, the front changer does not need to drop the jack ever. The 2/10 or 10th and a half or a couple hundredths that it's going to save you, you just never know. If the jack man knows if he put the tire on crooked or not, or, you know, I go back to this. On the roster, the jack man is listed as the jack man because he jacks the car. You change the front tires. He jacks it up,
and he lets it down.
Don't drop the jack. The risk far, far, far outweighs the reward of being a half a tenth faster than the jack man getting back and dropping it. And especially in that situation, man, it goes from a rough week last week to another, you're in the news again, and it's just so tough. But just remember, all right, that's the bad. The good is this team was the picker of the year last year. They are great. They have to remember how good they are and lean on that and have some hard conversations this week. Watch the film, figure it out.
BG, Brandon
Go
Greer,
to Bristol and have
Carrier on that team's one of my favorite people on pit road.
I love all those guys. I think they're all really good at what they do. Unfortunately, every team goes through it. But the worst time to go through it's in the playoffs, especially when you're under the cut line. Because then everybody starts questioning, oh, can he do it? Does the pressure get to him? And it's not the case. They're really good. They're just having these bad things happen at inopportune times. Briscoe had a weird one.
He did. Let's go run the tape here.
Definitely flat spotting the tires. We're going to need new ones. Left side tires only for our stage 1 winner.
So they come in and just do left sides. Daniel Smith, absolutely one of the best tire changers on pit road.
Rear changer for
rear changer. He's been doing it forever. Now this is illegal, just so you know.
Yeah, they got a penalty for it.
Yes, you get a penalty. You can't start on the left and go to the right. That's a rule that they started a couple of years ago for Watkins Glen. You have to start on the outside of the car, so they got a penalty for that. But what will happen at times, and I talked to pit coach over there, Brian Holland, a little bit, like, yo, what happened? He's like, we're really not sure yet. You have one lug nut, and you go back in, your lug nut hits the threads on the snout, crashes into it. We call it a crash nut. It'll, if it's perfect where like the starting edge of the nut thread and the starting edge of the thread on the snout kind of hit each other at the wrong angle, they'll like cross thread get burred on each other, and then it'll just it won't get tight. It'll be like a cross-threaded nut, even if it's not cross-threaded. It's like the only thing you can do at that time is maybe tap your grind the thread on the car, or sometimes if you just put a new lug nut on, it cleans it up. So that's what they were messing with there, because at that point, when something like that happens, you're like, wait a minute, stop. Is it the hat bolts? Is there something wrong? Is there something wrong with the gun? Like, what is it? You just start marking off different variables, and you got to make sure too, like, hey, we got a couple more pit stops left in this race. Is the wheel going to get tight on the next one? Are we going to keep, like, let's take our lumps now. We just got a penalty. We're the last car on the lead lap. Let's figure this thing out.
So what did they do? Do you know?
I think they just put a new nut on, and it was still slow the rest of the day. Higgy's got something?
Yeah, and that for the last stop, they only took right sides to keep from having to change it.
There you go. James Small says, hey,
we'll worry about
hope you
getting
like
this thing.
that left rear, buddy, because it's staying on the rest of the day.
Yep.
It's literally welded on there.
Yep, it's literally welded on. We'll get this thing off with the Ugga Dugga 5000 at the shop.
Yeah, that's that. We talked to Reddick a little bit. There was here's his pit crew issue. Come around, like I said, Jackman front changer.
That car looks sweet.
That car, Jackman front changer, are backups they have right now. Hunter reached over. I don't know if he dropped it, but they were not ready. It's really good on, is it Billy Scott, crew chief in that, to call this? There's an, they get there to the left rear. Nick is the spotter. They're saying, hey, get there, get there.
It looks okay. Looks good. Is that Hicks? Who's that?
It's Devin. Hicks is on the 20. There's an argument on Twitter that I was kind of roped into between Bozy and Mamba and some fans.
Those don't happen very often.
About, they drug the can, too. He wasn't ready for them to leave. He stopped it. Oh, he stopped it. What a thug, dude. Wade Moore. What a stud. Gatorade Player of the Year. Wade Moore. Also, shout out Wade, co-owner or GM or whatever he is of the 25 car in the Xfinity Series, AM Racing.
Made playoffs.
Made playoffs, boys. Big week for Wade Moore. Let's go. And he stopped the gas can like an absolute dog.
Yep.
Anyway,
would you rather try to catch a fuel can getting dragged out of the box or tackle Derrick Henry?
That's a dumb question. I'll lay Derrick Henry out.
if there was an Oklahoma drill and you had to, like, if you got 10 chances on an Oklahoma drill to tackle Derrick Henry, how many does it take?
One. Just trip him. I let him go by me and kick his leg.
You
gotcha.
couldn't get within 5 feet of him.
I'd like to do an Oklahoma drill with you because you're doubting me.
Let's see.
Okay.
Run right over you.
Sweatpants shorts on. Anyway, back to my story.
Keep a little
These
cold
guys
here.
are arguing about, if it's a stiff enough penalty, if it should be legal to stop in another pit box or not. Here's if you like it or not, if it's good, if it's fair. The rule, the intent of the rule is, and
why do we care about fair? The world's not fair.
Well, it just depends on who you are, man. Everybody's got a different perspective of the world, of how things work. But from NASCAR terms, the reason that's a rule is the intent of the rule is to stop wheels from being off of race cars on the racetrack, because if there's a wheel rolling around on the racetrack, there's a decently good chance that it gets hit by a car. Maybe it ends up in the grandstands, right? That's scary stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want that. That's why you can stop and tighten it up in the pit box. If the argument was, well, the 11's in pit stall 1, he can't stop in somebody's pit box. Well, I'll take that all day long.
For sure.
Me and you had a great point.
I think we add a box to
we
the
got to
front.
add a box over in turn 1. I can retire from changing tires and just be the tire changer down
just
there.
Stand there like the Maytag repairman.
Me, I'll get a Jackman. We'll just stand down there, and I'll have an iPad. You stop in the pit box. You tell me which wheel it is.
Yeah.
I run around, tighten it. I run to you with the iPad. You add gratuity.
Yep.
15, 20, 25%.
Yep.
Click on that. And depending on how much you tip me is how fast I'll do it next time. Hey, pace car's coming up. I'm getting there.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
Hold on. Let me get the backup gun.
Have a nice little lawn chair out there with an umbrella over you.
I'm going to have to talk to NASCAR about that one. They'll be at the mercy of me. Hey, part of it. Yeah. So
Tighten my tires.
Diffuser flaps were a big thing.
For what, Tyler? Yeah.
Diffuser flaps were huge. It happened to us. The same thing that happened in the 5 car happened to us on the 38. Now, these guys are like sledgehammers on the restarts, right?
Yeah.
Pow, pow, pow. You get run into, and bent. When you push that up, there is a little bracket on it with a hole in it, and when you push it up, that little silver piece at the top, right underneath the R, is a detent. Now it bends when they got hit back and forth. It bent the tab, so it couldn't grab it. You see Jesse Saunders come out here, and he's like, "Hold on, all right, hey, let me bend this." Shoot.
It's fixed.
Nothing wrong tire changer did, right? You're focused so much on doing fast pit stops that we don't really look at this stuff anymore.
Yeah, that guy doesn't really know how it works. Jesse Saunders is working on that thing every day.
Yeah, and everybody's like, well, how these guys pit this thing without knowing, man. Pit stops are so hard anymore that you just send Jesse over and he'll fix it.
That's right.
We had the same thing happen on our car, too. It's just, these things get bent when they run into each other. And that, you could see the 20 car ran in the 5, and it just knocked the...
In what instance does, because there's only a couple more. How many crew chiefs anymore wear fire suits?
Cliff.
I think most of the Hendrick guys do.
But they come down. Cliff and Alan do
they catch
stuff
tires.
in the pit box. Yeah, like Alan rolls in the left rear or catches the left rear or whatever. Mm-hmm. If he rolls the left rear, and dude, super hard job. I think Cliff does the same thing.
Well,
Cliff's probably like, give me the hardest job that you can get, and I will do it. That's just who he is, dude.
Better than everybody else. Yeah, I can appreciate that because if that's the hardest job behind the wall, give it to Alan, give it to Cliff. Those guys are going to figure out how to be exceptional at it.
Yeah, but when the diffuser gets pushed down like that, it definitely changes the handling of your race car quite a bit. So there was a couple things that the 5 car just had going on. They had the best car, I think, all day, but they just kept putting themselves back in traffic, and that's what happened. Did you see the 88 and the 1?
Well,
everybody's making a big deal about it.
People think they're Sherlock Holmes. Like, look at what they're doing. If you even watch the 22's in-car camera after the race is over, now, Ross absolutely baja in that truck is pretty fun.
Joey out.
But after the race is over, right, going to turn 1 and 2, you go right to the fence, and you pick up all the rubber with your hot tires, and it adds legitimately 4 to 7 pounds. Now,
I wonder
they give you a 17-pound buffer. It's like 1.5% or something like that. They give you that much of a buffer after the race, after you fill it up. Nobody can cheat anymore by putting water in the fuel cell, which was a age-old thing that somebody may or may not have got tossed out for last year.
It wasn't age-old. It was a pretty new thing.
So, yes, when the race is over, you get to fill the car back up with fluids, quote-unquote, fuel. Well, water weighs about 1.5 pounds per gallon more than fuel. So guys would drain it down all the way to nothing, right? You try to end the race with as least amount of fuel in as you can because time on pit road, all the things. So you could fill a 22 gallons, 18 gallons?
22 now.
22-gallon fuel cell. If you put 21 gallons of fuel in it with water instead of fuel, that's 30 pounds difference, 15, probably, yeah. 25 to 30 pounds difference, and somebody made the mistake of filling up with fuel as opposed to water, and there were some shenanigans, which therefore makes your car lighter in post-race. But these guys are told to collect as much dirt, rocks, grass as you can just to make sure the car is to the legal, allowable minimum weight at the end of the race.
We had Scott Bloomquist in this shop a decade ago. And we used to do the same thing with our dirt cars growing up racing at East Windsor Speedway in New Jersey. And Scott Bloomquist talked about it. He says, when I get done with the race, man, I'm looking for the mud. Because it was the age-old thing, dirt racing. You go to the mud to make sure you're good over the scales. And I wonder if the Trackhouse cars driving through the grass like that, I wonder if there's something of having hot tires running through rubber and then going in the grass to cool them off so it sticks better. I wonder if that was a thing so the rubber doesn't fly, like to flash cooling.
If you go through 1 and 2, go through the top, pick up rubber, it's on there. It ain't coming off.
Yeah. I know.
They're just trying to cake some more rocks. Now, Ross was serious about it. They were like, Ross, you need to bulldozer this thing through the grass. And he got his money's worth. I'm not sure the landscape gateway loved that. But
he's got a whole nother year to work on it, so good for him.
Paying for those questions? Let's go ahead.
Here we go. From Dabuda 82. How do teams account for the wind in terms of setup? Do drivers change techniques?
So teams probably look at humidity and air density more when they're trying to figure out their pitch of their car. Nose down, puts a little more front balance in it. Back down, puts more rear balance in it, and actually makes more overall total downforce. So if it's a cooler day or heavier air, then you I'm not going to get into the technical weeds, but if the air is heavier, the car's going to make more downforce. If there's less humidity, and like in Mexico City, a lot of high altitude, the car's not making very much downforce, so you need all you can get. So I think teams are looking at that. And when you're a driver, certain racetracks, Michigan, Kansas, places that are notoriously windy, you'll take a peek at the flags down both straightaways. If it's tailwind, you're gonna be a little loose in. If it's crosswind, it's going to affect you, make you have a little understeer, oversteer certain aspects. So certain aspects, we've heard Scotty McLaughlin talk about looking at the flags for Indy 500 qualifying. Our cars aren't as sensitive to the wind as those cars, but yes, you certainly take that in consideration. Good question.
He had another question. Is it a requisite to be the size of Andre the Giant to be on a pit crew? These dudes are huge. Obviously, you can look at me and tell that you do have to be that size if you want to be successful at all.
There's some massive human beings.
There is a point where you get too big to be on a pit crew.
Yeah.
Like the gas holes are only so tall, right? So if you get too tall or too big, you got to bend down and get to the gas hole. This is going off the rails.
You took it though.
I was like, pass on the clouds, ass. Would you join another broadcast team next year if given the opportunity?
Nobody's asked.
Okay.
I think it was fun. I liked it in doses. I think 5 races is good. I don't know if I care to go like every weekend and be on TV. No. Would love to be back on Prime broadcast like we're talking about. So seems like everybody loved that one. The reception of Prime was overwhelmingly positive, and that's a fun group to work with. So we shall see what shakes out.
We got a friend from down under that asked, would you guys come to Australia to race in our summer dirt series? I would love to come there and smoke your ass on a dirt track down under.
That'd be cool. I don't think the catch fences are tall enough for me to come drive a dirt car. I'd be out of the ballpark, dude. I would catch the berm and just like see you later. Where'd Corey go? I don't know. In the is that the Pacific Ocean? Atlantic Ocean? It's Pacific. Is it Pacific?
Yeah. We still have Bristol truck race to get through, but either you guys ripping modifieds at Loudon? No, we are not. I wish we were.
No.
Is truck race at Loudon?
Yep.
You running there?
Yep.
Nice.
Next week.
Here's a good one. Is Denny from Broken Arrow Bourbon, shout out. Is Denny the most adaptable driver in the field?
Well, it depends what your idea of adaptable is. They talked about it in the broadcast at length. He has had to change his driving style for this car. Everybody has, right? But the fact that Denny, and he's 44, he's not old in just the grand scheme of life, but in terms of racing years, he's old. For him to learn and be one of the best at this car, pretty much every iteration of a NASCAR since he has came in, 2008, when was his rookie year, and win in every single one and be one of the greatest of all time, now 55 total wins. I would say that he is one of the most talented NASCAR stock car drivers of all time. Now, if you want to talk adaptability, we're talking about Chris Bell, we're talking about Kyle Larson driving, dirt late models, sprint cars, midgets, anything. That's what I consider adaptable. When it comes to a badass stock car driver, certainly Denny's on that list.
Will Denny catch Kyle Busch on the all-time win list? He is at 59. Kyle Busch is at 63.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Busch is done winning.
He's done. Bro, you can't be making game day tune-up commercials like that.
He just got a tune-up, buddy. Could be good to go.
You'll see what that did for him.
Well, we'll see. Here's the last one. Oh, I don't like this question. Wyatt Howell _racing. Why does Bowman's pit crew suck so much? Listen, Wyatt, they don't suck at all. They're all very good at what they do. They just had a low light this weekend. None of these guys that go over the wall on Sunday suck by any means. They just there's unfortunate circumstances that happen. It's a very hard job. I've been the brunt of these tweets for many years with Blaney's team. Just know that this is the team, the same group that won the Mechanics Wear Award last year. They're very capable. They're ranked inside the top 10 for the year. It's just 2 lowlights in a row. Unfortunate circumstances. Last week with the air hose, and another one this week with some tight droop on the left rear. This week was more of a pit crew mistake than last week was.
Now, let me play the devil's advocate. I agree with you. That is a elite pit crew in all aspects.
Yep.
Johnny Sauter has a very famous quote, and I believe he ripped it off from other people.
God bless America.
Besides that one,
Oh, that's my favorite one.
and I'm not tagging it too. I'm just throwing it out there, and I want to hear your thoughts. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, is this clearly the air hose incident at Darlington was poor planning?
That was not good.
Could we call poor for the sake of the
We
argument?
can call that a large oversight.
Could we call now? I don't want to say poor planning on the aspect of the front changer ripping the jack, but if you're planning for that, it allows for the opportunity for that stuff to happen.
If that's how you practice all week, and that is your muscle memory to get done with the left front and race the jackman back to the jack, then that's what happens, because that's what he did. He didn't see the full picture. The jackman was still standing there with the left rear tire in his hand.
Yeah.
Right? So it's how you practice, and that's why perfect practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was a coach or I had anything to do with the Hendrick pit department, that would be off the table for the rest of the year. No more. We're not doing that. Especially since they don't have comms, right? Hendrick doesn't have the intercom, so they don't know. You're just kind of going off of feel here and what you see. And you can't see much when you're changing tires in 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I'm always going to have the pit crews back, though.
Me too. It's a hard job.
I'm a biased man. You got any penny stackers this week?
There's always some penny stackers.
I had some good ones this week. The two twins, man, I forget their names. They've been penny stackers before, but they come in a lot of races, and they're from St. Louis. Awesome shirts. They had an awesome Todd Gillen shirt on. I'm going to try to make my indoor shirts like that this year. But I'm very thankful for everybody that comes up to the racetrack and says how much they love the show.
I love that too. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
How about Connors though? It's just kicking everybody's ass.
It's unbelievable. They're gonna run out of C-post locations for all the win stickers on that thing. Shout out Marty Lindley too, and the 88 group as a bunch. It doesn't matter who drives that thing. It's just an absolute rocket ship. Kyle Larson filling in, Parker Klickerman filling in, and obviously the next great LeBron James behind the wheel is
How many wins does that car have this year?
10.
It's got 10, and he's got accredited for 9 of them. But Parker has 1.
Yeah.
Asterix. 8.5. Gotcha.
I don't think he's ever going to lose a race ever again.
Very seldom, said this on the morning drive this week, very seldom do you see a great crew chief.
They're starting to talk like the morning drive's your favorite show. What's your favorite show?
Well, it's just since you stole everything from here and gave it to Amazon, I'm doing the same thing on the morning drive. Yeah, you just left me for Carl Edwards in the wind.
Who wouldn't?
Oh, this guy looks way better with his shirt
he does.
off.
Hell yeah, he does.
So yeah, me and Pete Pistone. You, man, I'm with Pete. Me and Pete are hanging out.
Okay, great.
No. I said, look, it's not very often. Timing is everything in life, and especially in motorsports. Junior motorsports cars are exceptional right now. Connor Zilic is an exceptional young talent. Marty Lindley, one of the most badass short track guys
there ever was.
And his dad was the most badass short track guy there ever was. Look up Butch Lindley if you ever get a chance to know who Marty is. So very seldom do all three come together. And then they have, their pit crew sent him from 3rd to 1st, and he never relinquished the lead of the race.
Yep.
So everything is firing all cylinders. That happens so seldomly. It's great for them, but when it does happen and the stars align, that's how you win almost double-digit races in a season.
True.
Now, for him to be, when you look at the stats, he's up there with, he's being compared to guys like Darrell Waltrip, Sam Ard, Kyle Busch. It's huge. I'm excited for him. I'm happy to see it. I hope he enjoys it. Now the pressure's on. You've won all these races. You've done all this stuff. Your ass better go win this championship.
I think he ran 3rd or 4th at Phoenix last year on his part-time schedule, so I have no doubt that the 88 team's going to be just fine rolling into Phoenix. Now, the poor guy about killed somebody. Was this... Dude, he about wiped out the camera, man. Hey, anything for the shot. Anything for the shot. Fearless. And okay, we got to get that spoiler up a little bit, show some damage. I don't think that was on purpose. Yeah, sure. Comes up the roof flap. Proceeds to hurt himself in some form or fashion every time he does a celebration. This time he slid down the windshield and ripped his fire suit.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Don't get a great shot right. Oh,
they need to put a door on that thing.
Yeah.
Let the man out. Hold on. Let the man out.
Yeah. Just step out gingerly. Don't hurt yourself. Shout out Connor Zilch again. It's been really incredible to watch him. I really don't see like a chink in his armor, man. I don't know like how you beat him.
Connor Zilch crushing it. A couple shout-outs.
Shout out.
Peyton Sellers wins the record 8th track championship at South Boston Speedway.
That Clarence Steakhouse, number 26, is always one you got to beat.
Guy's a stud, dude. Parker Retzlaff.
Finishes 8th. I am a big Parker Retzlaff fan, man. I think he is.
Except for that one time he texted us and said, Parker Retzlaff makes Joey Logano look like David Hasselhoff.
He does. Now, I think he could use a little bit of a makeover. Maybe
I think
some
Joey's cool, man.
I think so, too. And also, I mean, if we're really going to get into it, like Sean Owens, if you're listening, he's the guy that changes the cameras for NBC. Stop picking on Chase Briscoe, man, on these national anthem cuts. You can't go from Chase Briscoe to Joey Logano.
It's like a before and after.
That's a before and after the Hair Man's Club, man. Like, leave him alone. Go to, Ryan Blaney, with his hair glistening in the sun.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
He is doing it on purpose. Now
he's
he knows.
Getting called out on Reddit.
He is. I know Sean Owens is doing it. He came over to the house a couple weeks ago for a pool party. Yes, you know what you're doing, and I need you to stop.
You know who did something on purpose, and it was badass, was Bill Murray.
Dude, that was an awesome Gentleman Search Ends. I haven't heard that one that good in a while.
These guys make a lot of money acting for a reason. Him, Kevin James, Adam Sandler, like these guys have done the best Gentlemen Start Your Engines because they're great actors. And John Hunter Nemechek, man.
Bubba said that he walked around, Bill Murray did shook all the drivers' hands, and Noah Gragson didn't know who he was.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker.
He probably would rather hang out with iShow Speed than
Yeah.
Bill Murray. John Hunter Nemechek gets Legacy Motor Club another top 10. Those guys
wasn't running good.
Those guys are just gaining traction. Snowball's rolling the right direction.
That's right. Good job, guys.
That's it. We'll break down all things Bristol this Thursday.
Trucking.
On Spare Change. You got your trucking this
Trucking
week. You're
Thursday
racing
night.
Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Man, we're going to podcast in the morning.
Yeah. I don't want to miss that. We got to haul on us up to Bristol.
I remember you running
that's the coolest place there is.
Black's tire truck. You're on top 10 in it.
Top 10 and that thing tongue hanging out.
It's a good track for you.
Yeah, could be. I feel good about it. I think we ought to go contend there.
Awesome.
Kickball, as we talked about earlier, October 2nd. Guys, it's one of my favorite days of the year. We're raising a lot of money for the Kannapolis YMCA. Some of your favorite drivers coming out, media personalities, comedians, all types of people that supported the event from the jump. This is year 5. Come on out. Buy tickets. It's just a good time. Fireworks shows, tremendous. Presented by Schluter Systems at the end of the night. Feels like the Sandlot, the scene in Sandlot when they're playing July 4th, fireworks going up. That's what it feels like. You're not going to want to miss it.
That's it. It's going to be streamed on NASCAR's YouTube channel as well. You can get your tickets at CoreyLaJoieRacing.com.
Mm-hmm.
Watch us every week, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Also, too, one little thing. We are separating the competitive tournament. So if you have any interest in getting a rec team, so we're doing some different divisions this year. Rec team is like what people have been asking for, something where it's not super hard. It's just kind of come out there and kick it with your buddies. We are having one of those for Sunday, October 5th. You can't do that. You'll be working. I can go out there and hang out. So we'll be doing that tournament on Sunday.
Okay.
So hopefully we can drum up some more money from teams. I think we're shooting for 50 teams on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday.
Love it.
Trying to make that weekend tournament into something pretty big. So that's been a little bit of a mental expenditure. Spend a lot of time trying to coordinate that. But it's going to be worth it. It's going to be fun. What else we got?
That's it.
Okay.
Like, share, rate, review. Tubi. YouTube.
Figure
Amazon Prime.
We don't give all over the place. Don't give our guys behind the camera enough shout outs. Andrew Higginbotham, Danny, Sean, Jack, first timer, long time listener,
everybody.
First time.
Polish,
NASCAR, everybody that's
Kristen, Jordan, everybody behind this thing makes it go. There's a lot of people behind the scenes.
But you know why we do it? It's because of you, fans. It's because of you and you. I know you're watching and listening. Appreciate
so
you guys.
Don't say anything mean on Twitter. Be nice, people.
Just be nice, man. It's not hard.
If you're gonna be mean to Corey. Don't be mean to me.
People are always mean to me. That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
All right, keep digging, man. Keep stacking pennies. Get you ultimately where you want to go. Do the small details right. Be a good person. Stack pennies. Have a great week. Goodbye.